Okay, cool. All right, now we are recording. Okay. Hey guys, welcome. This is Coach Nate, MSF USA, and we have Student Z and Joseph is on the video. So today what we're going to do is something really special. We are going to review some of the things that we have learned with how to use your shield. So Joe, I know you were on vacation, but do you remember the 3 strategies of using the shield?
Not really.
And that lawnmower's going. I can't, can you say again?
Sorry. I said not really.
Okay. So Zane, do you know? Okay, he's gonna. So come over here and say it. So what are the 3 strategies?
They are covers,
Covers,
counters,
and attacks. Very good. So covers, counters, and attacks. Okay. So those are the 3 strategies of the shield. There are strategies and there are tactics. Okay. Now, the difference is a strategy is your overarching what you want to do as your main goal, right? And your tactics is how you get that accomplished. Does that make sense?
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. So a tactic is, all right. So the strategy is you're going to take over that house.
Yes.
And when you get there, and you're not sure what you're going to exactly run into with your strategy. Okay, so let's just say your strategy is there's a house in the neighborhood. I got to take over the house. So you get to the house and there's a guy in the window and a guy at the front door, and they both have bazookas. So then your tactics support your strategy, right? How do I neutralize the threat there to take the house? So that's what a tactic does. It's at the granular level, right? So our tactics, right? There's 6 of them. 6 tactics to use our shield. So the first one is covers, right? Your guard, right? Your well, you could call them your guard or your ward or your cover or a block, right? Blocks, guards, covers. That's the same thing. Okay. So that's the first thing, and that's really instinctually what we use the shield for, right at the beginning, okay? But there's more than that. Can you remember any others, Zane? Yeah, the 6 tactics. The first one we've got, right? Those are the blocks and covers. Okay, that's one of them, and we'll get to that. So there's traps, there's pushes, right? There, so we've got 3. So we've got covers, traps, and pushes. We've got 3 more. Okay, hang on. We've got hooks. We've got wings and crosses. Right? Okay. So let's go over these again. So the six tactics to using your shield. 1, covers. 2, you have crosses. 3, you have wings. 4, you have pushes. 5, you have traps. And 6, you have hooks. Okay? A hook or a peekaboo. And so we're going to go over those in live class, but we're also going to demonstrate those today. And unfortunately, we can work on covers against the dummy, and we can work on crosses and wings, but traps, well, we can also do pushes. But traps and hooks are different, and we sort of have to use those against opponents because they're very difficult to do. Does that make sense? It'll make more sense when you see what they are.
Oh, well, no. I understand the basics, and I remember being taught a lot of this stuff. I just didn't really remember names or specifics exactly.
Right, exactly. Okay, so let's talk about the 6. Let's talk about the covers, okay? your basic covers. Do you mind handing me my shield? Thank you, sir. Okay, so covers. This is pretty easy, right? So this is the most passive thing that we can do, right? So there's a few covers that we use one-on-one, and then there's another one that we only use when we're facing multiple opponents, right? So the first one is, right, high guard, right? We're covering high. It's a high cover, right? And it's pretty easy, right? This part of our shield covers our head, right? So head on it looks like this. From the side, it looks like that, right? And the idea is, the reason why that's effective is, and I know you know some of this stuff, Joseph, but we're recording this so people understand. Can you hand me a sword, please?
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
Right, and get one for you. I know you do, but we're gonna review this and just go from the beginning because we're rusty. Okay. So if I'm never mind my sword, but I'm just using it here. So I do this, right? I'm covering my head against attack because here's my arm. If my opponent is right-handed, the vast majority of them are, the right arm swings to me in this way. I cover like so. I am safe, right? So I don't have to do this because I can't see. Anytime I put my shield in front of my face, I can't see, and they're going to switch up their sword and hit me somewhere where my shield is not, right? Okay, so we've got high guard. We're going to call this inside guard. Do you know why?
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay. This is called inside guard because I'm covering the inside line, right? So if I'm doing single sword, right? This is my inside, this is my outside, right? On the back of my hand, that's my outside, right? So when I put my shield here, I'm covering my inside, right? So if I was to put my sword down, I'm at least covering my inside, and my arm might be exposed at the shoulder, but so if someone thrusts at me, at least my inside line is covered. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have high cover or guard. I've got inside and outside. Now it's a little bit weird because, you know, with a sword, we go inside guard, outside guard like this. But with my shield, an outside guard just looks like this. See the difference? There's not a whole lot at all, but it makes a big difference. So if someone tries to get me on my right side, so if they're swinging to their left to try and get me, right, I switch from inside guard to outside guard. And how you do that is when I am here to outside guard, I'm just moving it forward a little bit and to the side. And that way my sword hand still has room to maneuver.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so I have inside guard, outside guard. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's review. We've got high, inside, outside. The next one is low guard, okay? And low guard, I'm gonna back up for this. Zane's gonna show us low guard, actually. Yeah, show it to this one. Yeah, exactly. So he's in low guard here. Now the reason why that is so effective is because, here, stand right here. Here, watch that. Okay, so I'm standing here and Zane's standing there, right? The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, right?
Yep.
So I'm sort up. So I'm definitely in his range, okay? Now,
Yep.
shields negate that just a little bit, right? But not too much. They buy you a little bit of time, but not too much time. So I can't really be hanging out, right, in the danger zone. I can't be hanging out in the kill zone in close measure, in close distance. I can't do that because I'm asking for it if I do, even with the shield, right? And so when we are using our sword attack, right, we generally approach with our sword foot forward, okay?
Yeah.
So let me back up a little bit. So right here is the shortest distance between 2 points. But what happens when I go low? I can't reach their feet.
Yeah.
Right? I can't reach them. But I can reach Zane here when I do this. Move your shield. I can reach him here. I can't reach him there. And the same thing with him. Okay. Now we just, and this is a little bit of rehash. If I have my shield and I'm at this distance, right, I can block his attacks, right, with my shield. And so that allows me to get in just a little bit more, right? And so it sort of gives me the freedom to come at their legs, but just a bit, right? Not, I mean, I can't just sit here and go tink, 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 and then like that, okay? Because he's a smarter fighter than that, okay? He's gonna go around my shield. Now, so do low guard then, Zane. So let's say we're like this, and I'm out of distance. I come in, I attack here. You move your shield there, and then I come low, and that's low guard there. Okay. Yeah, it works because it blocks the angles. Well, I know what I'm trying to explain, but my brain is catching up. There's a little bit of an echo there, and it's a technical thing. That's okay. Let's try this again so it makes more sense. Okay, so I'm coming in like this, and Zane, I'm coming in, and so you swing at my midsection, right? And then I try but I blocked it, right? I blocked it with my shield. Now I'm in low enough to get at his leg. Well, he does low guard, and he's able to block my my strike here. You see that? And the reason why, okay, you're not even doing it right. It's out and down just a bit. Yeah, like that. He has blocked my line of attack right here. And also, along with that is the way that he's standing, right? So a lot of times what we want to do, and not you, Joseph, but just to rehash, a lot of times what we want to do is we want to plant behind our shield with our shield foot forward, and we're cowering behind our shield, and we want to go rah like this to strike. But what happens is we are still exposing our leg, right? But if our sword foot was forward like this, then what happens is even if Zane could try and get me a little bit, right? And let's say, and I go in low guard, let's say I miss just a bit, right? All I have to do is just slip the leg just a little, right?
Yeah.
So I'm here in low guard like that, and my legs are at a certain position, right? So angle your sword just a bit lower, right? See that? See that? Well, that way he could do it, but you know, there's no perfect guard, right? See that? Next to that is my low guard is such that, and my legs are such that if he tries to strike at my leg, he can't reach me. Now, of course, he can make an adjustment, right? A micro adjustment or something. But hey, I mean, with any guard that's set up, if someone makes a small adjustment, boom, they can hit him, and they defeat it. But that's not the point. The point is in this position, it's maximum security for legs, right? But one more thing is, when someone's going for your legs, the default should be to slip the leg, right? To void, to redirect, okay? Because even with swords and shields, it's more risky to go for their leg, right? So if you're close enough, if your opponent's close enough to go after your leg, right, that leaves them exposed, right? So get in a good stance and back up just a little bit. They can still see you. Good. So if I'm coming for your head, right, or you block with your sword, just block with your shield to make it easy, right? And then you're going for my leg, right? See, I can do that. And there we go. Now we're at an impasse, except I can do this, right? So we're always moving. So if I come in and go for this, and I miss, and then he responds by going low. Okay, so respond by going. So I'm gonna go this. Respond by going low. right, that leaves him open. Because still, the shortest distance between 2 points is straight, right? So hang on, my little microphone thing is, what? You're hearing beeping? Huh. Okay, so I hope we explained that. So you don't want to get into too close. And another thing is, I'm not sure that the angles of this is let's see if we could get better angles on this. So Zane, stand right there and stand right here. So when we're attacking, right, we don't want to just, when we do our passing step, we don't want to pass straight forward, right? We don't want to make this just a linear game with sword and shield. We want to make sure that we're using the angles, right? And so when I'm attacking Zane, I don't just want to go straight in, and now we get tangled up, and now it's hard for me to go backwards, right? Because if I try and work myself backwards, instinctually we don't want to do that because you get overpowered. So then it seems like the only option is to overpower them. And maybe that doesn't work out so well. And so now everyone's like going for their legs and stuff, and it's just kind of a big mess, right? So we want to avoid that. So instead of attacking straight forward, you always want to attack just a little bit to the side. See, so how Zane moved that? And so you want to work in your triangle steps as you attack, right? So that you are preserving the distance between you and your opponent, so that you have room to maneuver your sword, and that you actually guard your legs from being a target, right? Because a little closer, because if you're belly to belly, they can come and get you, right? I mean, you could try and like do all this stuff if you want, but eventually someone's going to get hit in the leg, right? And that's exactly what you don't want, okay? So to preserve that space, you want to step to the side. You want to do a lot of traverse movements, okay? A lot of triangle steps. A triangle step a lot with sword and shield. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Any questions on that so far?
Nope.
Okay, and that's definitely something that we have to do in person, right?
Yeah.
But what you can do, and what we're going to do right now, and we're going to do a timer, is we're going to work on triangle steps. Okay, so we're just going to come in, on high guard, and we're going to hit like a hit one, but we're going to go step to our right as we hit, and then triangle step, and then hit number two, triangle step, hit one, triangle step, hit two, triangle step, hit one, triangle step, hit two, right? Do you remember triangle steps? So if I'm here, okay, here's my shield foot, right? And here's my sword foot. So my sword foot goes over to the side, right? I didn't step right directly forward. I step just a little bit to the side and then move this back, right? And then to traverse that triangle step, I do this, right? So, so if this sword, right, the one where the sword is, where my face is directly, the camera where my face is looking right at it, right? So I'm stepping to my right and triangle step. Now I'm on that side of the sword. I triangle step to the left. Now I'm on this side of the sword. That's what we want to do to our opponents and these dummies. And so that's what we're going to do right now. So for you and Zane, I want you guys to hit your dummies 1 minute, for 1 minute, doing triangle steps, okay? Now don't go super fast. I just want you to create the balance. And the idea is when you do your triangle steps, I don't want you to do it so much that you're like, going over to the side and then going over to the other side, right? I want you to stay totally balanced as you do it, right? Nice and balanced as you go. All right, timer set. Ready? Go. Hit it, Zane. No. Triangle step to the right, hit. Triangle step to the left, hit. Yeah, that's good. All right, Joseph, keep going. Yes. Yes, just like that. That's good, Joe. Slow it down, Zane. Slow it down. I want you to get the feel of it. I want you to be totally controlled in your feet. And high guard. How's that minute coming? 5 seconds, guys. Stop. All right, nice. Very, very good. Very, very good. Okay, so that is the introduction basically to what this system, how it works. Okay. All right, so that's basically covers and hits in action, right? So we've got high guard that we were doing. Now let's talk about something else with what we could do. Okay, we've got inside and outside covers, but we're gonna get to that in live class. So what we're gonna cover now, guys, is crosses and wings. Okay, so we've named this after boxing, at least the cross, right? So, and how that works is when you're boxing, okay, and I'm like this, and I'm going to make a cross with my left hand, okay, a left cross. My sword foot, and this is my sword hand, my sword foot is forward, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm taking my left hand and I'm crossing across my body, okay? I'm crossing across my body, moving forward, okay? Now, I'm not necessarily punching with the shield, okay? Because in MSF rules, that's illegal.
It's not allowed, yeah.
But the same general action is applicable, okay? So there's the dummy in front of me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross that dummy, right? And the reason is here's the idea of it. So Zane's down right there, please. In tent there. Okay, so he's there, and I'm here. I step in with my sword foot, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross his defenses away from me so that I can strike him, okay? Zane was being very cooperative. That's not exactly how it happens in real life. We all know that. But so here we go. I'm going to try it again. Okay, I'm out of measure. I come into measure. I cross. Now, this is probably about the best you could hope for. Okay, I have, with my momentum, I have crossed his shield and I've split his sword and shield. His sword is on this side of my shield. I'm protected. And for just a split second, I have moved his shield out of the way, which paves the way for my sword to thread the needle, basically. Okay? Yeah. That's about as good as it's going to get in real life. Okay? That maneuver like that. And that happens with the cross. Okay? So I'm stepping forward with my sword foot, and I'm crossing the shield over to defeat their defenses before I come in with the sword. Okay? So now, how to do that with the dummy. Okay, you got to take a step back, and we're going to take a passing step forward with our sword foot, and we're going to cross and just hit the dummy. Like what you're doing is you're using this part, and you're kind of like wiping over. Okay, you're crossing over your body. Okay, so let me see if I can't demonstrate. So I'm going to move this to here. How's the lighting, Hannah, in the camera? Is it dark? Seems a little dark. Am I dark? I'm dark, aren't I? Try and adjust the lighting so I'm not so dark. Well, but am I dark? I want people to be able to see me. I want them to see me well. I want them to see, like, that camera is so awesome and amazing. Who does the lighting? That's what I want. Okay. Okay, good. All right, so I'm out of measure here. Okay, so I take a step forward. Now remember, we're not going directly forward, right? Mm-hmm. We're going slightly over to the right. So I'm stepping over to the right and I'm doing this, okay? And I'm not, it's not like a knockout punch, right? What I'm doing is I'm taking the inside, I'm taking the inside of my shield, okay? And I'm just swiping. So I cross my body and I take a swipe, And that is called a cross, right? And what I'm doing is as I take a step, I'm using my right hip and my left shoulder together, and I'm using the strength in my hips to create that opening, right? That's what all, boxers, martial artists, etc. It's how they do it. They're creating a lot of strength from doing that. And especially if it's done fast, then someone who's just statically in a position in a guard, that's going to, at least move them this much. And that's all you need for your sword to get in there, okay? All right, so Zane, let's see you do it. Joseph, let's see you do it. I'm gonna move out of the way here. So Zane, remember to take your step. You want to be out of distance. Okay, take your passing step over to the right. Yeah, but make sure you make contact. Yeah, just get rid of it. Got some time. Yeah, like that. But you don't want to hit your hand, right? It's just the shield.
Yeah.
There you go. That's looking better. See, and you don't want to hit it with the outside of your shield. You want to hit it with the inside of your shield. Yeah. And like hook it and cross it out of the way. You're taking their shield and you're crossing it to the other side of your body. You're crossing it to the right side of your body. Yeah, that was good, Zane. That's a good one. Oh, Joseph, that looked great. That's a good one. Keep doing that. Good. Not too much. Remember, there's a person in the way, and there's only a couple of inches because the shield's out in front of them and not that much out. Good. There you go. All right. Hey, you guys got this down real well. All right, so let's stop that for a minute. Okay, so that was the cross, okay? So I'm stepping in and I'm doing a cross. Now what we're going to do is the wing, okay? Now wings are a little bit different. There's two ways to do the wing. And the idea is it's called the wing because when you do it, it sort of resembles a wing, right? So this is what's called a barn door or a wing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So the barn door opens or the wing flaps open. Fly, fly. Fly, you fools. Okay, so let me just show on this dummy, okay? So with wings, man, it's a little bit weird because you can actually, I think, step both ways with the wing, right? So you can take that step to the right and still wing them open, right?
Yeah.
And then it's an angles game, right? You're stepping to the right and you're winging. You want to wing their defenses open. So Zane, stand right here. Let's do that same thing to me, right? So just stand right there. So I'm out of measure, right? So what I can do is step the same way and wing his shield out of the way and hit him, okay? I can do that. Let me try it again. We're here, right? Wham. See that? Or even wham, right? That is a wing. So I can step that way. Or, right, let's say we're already here and we're kind of tangled up, right? Say we're kind of tangled up. I can also use the wing, right? I could also use the wing to traverse over to my left and wing him open to get him, right? And conversely, if we're here, right? And let's say I've kind of retreated. Let's say our shields are in a stalemate kind of. I can, from here, I could do a traverse and cross, right? So I could do either of those using different footwork, but let's just say that we're attacking with our sword, we're stepping to our right, right? We're going to their left, and I'm using the shield to wing them open, okay? So I'm using them to cross open, and I'm using them to wing open, right? So let's just start there. So we're using the same footwork, but we're doing two different things. So right now we're doing the wing, okay? So I'm here, intent, I step over to my right, I throw them a wing, and I hit, okay? So let's do that. Let's do that. Oh, I guess we did, never mind. Sorry, I'm losing my mind today. Okay, so let's do that. We're taking a step to the right, and then we're going to do a wing with our shield. Any questions? Try again. Yes. Take smaller steps. Yeah, there you go. Good. Yes. Very good. Try and take smaller steps in so you're not off balance when you do it. There you go. We don't want momentum to, yeah. We want you to do it without momentum. Yeah. Joseph, that looks really good. Keep it up. Yes. So, Joseph, try and do it where it's the same motion. So your shield and your sword is moving as one. Yeah, there you go. Because if it's two distinct actions, you don't have enough time to follow up with your sword. There you go. Smaller step, Zane. There you go. That's good. That's good. Try and hit low now, Zane, with your wing. No, wings high, hit low. There you go. Good. And try and wing up, Zane. There you go. So that's about the battle that you're going to be having there. Because you also have to cover your head when you do that. Joseph, that's looking really good. All right. All right. Give me one more good one, guys, and we'll move on. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, that's looking great. We've got time for one more. Let's see. We've got 3 minutes left. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Yeah, that is a nice breeze. Okay. So we covered covers. Okay. So we covered the covers. We covered the intro to our crosses and wings. Okay. So let's talk pushes. Traps are hard to practice against a dummy, so let's just work on pushes. So it's very similar, but it's for a different thing entirely. Now, so really quick, let's talk about the difference in strategies. Okay, so the difference. So we have 3 strategies, right? The first one is covers. The second one is counters, and the third one is attack, right? So what's the difference between a shield counter and a shield attack? Zane knows the answer. Hang on. Let's see if Joseph knows the answer. So did you hear the question, Joseph?
What?
What is the difference between a shield counter and a shield attack? We're talking strategy now.
A shield counter is reactionary to their equipment.
Yeah, exactly. The counter is reactionary. So if they move first, if they take the vor, right? If they have the initiative and they are striking, your counter is a reactionary to that. So that's very good. Your attack is when you are making the first maneuver. But notice you could do a wing or a cross, and it could either be a counter or an attack, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why we're talking strategy and tactics, because it's a little bit different with the shield. There's some subtle differences when you're attacking versus when you're countering. So that's why we even bring it up. So now we're going to talk about the push. And with pushes, it's could either be an attack or a counter. And they're going to be slightly different when we do that. So let's just assume that we are attacking with the shield push. Okay, let's assume that. Now remember, with MSF rules, we cannot just punch on the corner, right? We have to make contact with the flat. Okay, so I'm going to show this thing on the dummy here. So Zane, watch out, just be on the step or something. So I'm going to show you guys how to do a really effective push, and it has to do with the structures of our body. Okay, so hold on, let me check the timer. So I got less than 1 minute. Crap. Okay, I'm just going to show you this really quick. So a push, right? I'm going to step to the side and I'm going to push, and I'm going to use my body to do it, and it's really strong. Okay, so I'm here like that, right? And I'm pushing.